Let's take some time now to settle the body. So ensure that you're sitting in a comfortable position, cross-legged if you can. If not, that's fine, whatever's comfortable for you. Ensure that your spine is straight and your head and neck are aligned with the spine. Also, make sure that your shoulders are back and down, but relaxed, and that your hands are on your knees in a mudra of your choice. You may like to put your first finger to the base of the thumb and then have your palms up or down, depending on what you're feeling right now. And close the eyes and take a long, deep inhalation. And as you exhale, release all the events of the day. And take another long, deep inhalation now. And as you exhale, release all the interactions that you've had today, whether they've been face-to-face, on the phone, or even in a digital space. Just let them all go. And again, take one long, deep inhalation. And this time, when you exhale, release any thoughts or feelings of obligation of anything that you need to do after this class. Give yourself this time and this moment. There is nothing else that you need to do right now. And now gently scan the awareness through the body, beginning with the soles of the feet. And as you do and raise your awareness up through the body, pay close attention and witness just to see if there's any feelings of pain or irritation as you move your awareness through the body. And just remember these points for when we are completing the practices, just to ensure that you listen to your body and are very mindful. And as we complete the practices, if something isn't right for you, you can always change the posture or even visualize the practice to get the same benefits. So moving the awareness now up through the legs and up into the torso, up through the spine, through the fingers and the hands, and up through the arms, into the shoulders, placing the awareness now in the neck, into the back of the head, and up through the face. Bringing the awareness to the top of the head now, and then around to the eyebrow center. And at this point, visualize a steady candle flame. And together now, we'll chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti. And I'll chant the Shanti mantra to pay respect to the wisdom traditions and respect between teacher and student and teacher, so that all of our practices will be protected. Breathing in. Om. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahe, Tejasvinadvadhitamastu, Bhavet Vishavahe. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. And now gently move to the base position with the legs out in front of the body, placing the hands behind the buttocks with the fingers pointing away. And again, ensuring that the spine is straight. And just rest into this position for a few moments with the eyes closed. Feeling connected and steady, feeling the body against the floor. And we'll begin now with ankle bending. So from the ankles, as you exhale, point the feet towards the floor. Inhale, bring the feet back towards the body. Complete 5 rounds in this way, placing the awareness and the movement of the muscles and tendons in the ankles and trying to coordinate the breath with the movement, attempting to achieve that body, breath, mind connection. And when you've completed the practice, just observe its effects. We'll move now up to the knees. So we'll do knee rotation. So bringing the right foot in front of the buttocks and clasping the hands underneath the knee while sitting up straight still. Bring the foot off the floor and start to rotate just from the lower leg in a clockwise direction. Inhaling on the upward movement, exhaling on the downward movement. Completing 5 rounds in a clockwise direction. And then when you've completed that, complete 5 rounds in the opposite direction. Again, placing the awareness in the knee and observing what is happening in the knee. And when you've completed the rounds in both directions on the right knee, gently place it on the floor. And again, just notice the difference between right and left, and then complete the practice on the left leg, the left knee. And after you've completed both rounds on the left leg, again, gently placing the leg on the floor and observing now the difference in both knees from when you began the practice. And our next practice will be to asana, the butterfly. So bring the soles of the feet in front of the buttocks, bringing the knees out towards the floor and putting the soles of the feet together, clasping the hands around the feet and then allowing the knees to fall towards the floor, whatever that means for you, without pushing in any way, just allow them to gently go to where they naturally will. Again, making sure you're sitting up straight. Inhale, bring the knees up towards the arms. Exhale, allow the knees to fall open. And you'll notice with each round that the knees will move a bit closer towards the floor. Complete 10 rounds of this practice. Again, trying to coordinate the breath with the movement. And allowing the exhalation to open your hips. It allows the knees to fall even further towards the floor. And after your final round, in your own time, ensure that you bring the knees back together and then allow them to move along the floor so that your legs are gently outstretched in front. Doing this helps to protect the knees. And once you've finished the practice, again, observe how the hips feel more open and the knees also may feel different. And we'll move now to the upper body. So you can either keep sitting with your legs outstretched, or you may like to sit in Vajrasana, which is where you're sitting on your knees, whatever's comfortable for you. But the most important thing to consider is that your spine is straight, and again, your head and neck are in alignment. And so we'll begin with wrist bending. So bringing the arms out in front of the body at shoulder height. Firstly, pointing the fingers up towards the ceiling like you're pressing against a wall. You're inhaling as you do this. And then when you exhale, point the fingers now towards the floor. This is one round. Complete another 4 rounds in this way. Really focusing on pushing against the wall and then pointing the fingers towards the floor. After your fifth round, again in your own time, bring the arms back to the knees, and again, just observe. We'll move now to shoulder rotation. So bringing the right arm to the right shoulder, left arm to the left shoulder, left hand to the left shoulder, I should say, bringing the elbows together in front of the body. Inhale and bring the elbows up, back, and down behind the body. Exhaling as you reach behind the body and bringing the elbows back in front of the body again. This is one round. Complete another 4 rounds in each direction. So 4 rounds in this direction, 5 rounds in the opposite direction. So it's a total of 5 rounds each way. And really notice the loosening of the muscles in the top of the shoulders here. This is a wonderful circuit breaker if you have to spend a long time at your desk or if you are driving for long periods of time, but clearly make sure that you're not moving in traffic when you're doing something like that. Do it safely, but it's a wonderful way just to really help yourself when you have to focus for a long time. You may be hunched over a little bit too, so ensuring that the spine is straight and you're loosening those muscles and the tension. When you've completed, come back to sitting with the arms on the knees, hands on the knees. And we'll move now into a neck movement. So for this one, we'll do neck rotation, but before we do it, please be very mindful and gentle with your neck and just almost feel out the first rotation just to see what your range of movement is like. And make sure the movement is very smooth as well. So not jerking movements, just very smooth movement. We'll begin by first exhaling, bringing the chin to the chest. Then bringing the right ear over to the right shoulder. Inhaling as you bring the head back and around. Exhaling as you bring the left ear to the left shoulder and then the chin back to the chest. This is one round. Complete another 4 rounds in this direction and then 5 in the opposite direction. And observing the changes in the muscles of the neck from this practice. And after you've completed the practice, keep the eyes closed just to help reorient yourself. Sometimes when you do this movement, you may feel a little out of kilter, so just give yourself a second to come back. Our next practices will be lying on the floor. So lie down on your back with your head in this direction, if that's right for you. And the way the class will run is that we will move through some floor postures and then into a lying down pranayama and then into a yoga nidra. I will let you know as we move further into the other stages, just so you can grab any blankets that you may need or cushions as we move into yoga nidra. But make sure that your legs are free for the moment. So lying down now in Savasana with the legs about hip width apart, release any tension in the legs, allow the legs just to flop on the floor. Placing the arms a little bit away from the body with the palms facing up and ensuring again the head and neck are in alignment with the spine. And take a long deep breath in and exhale and allow the body to melt into the floor. Take a few moments just to rest in this position. And now we'll do some leg raising. So for this practice, place the palms underneath the buttocks with the palms facing down on the floor. This helps to support the back. If you have any lower back issues, it's a good idea to bend the opposite knee so that the opposite foot is on the floor just in front of the buttocks. We'll begin with the right leg. So keeping the right leg straight, raise the leg so that the sole of the foot is in line with the ceiling and gently push through the heel. Exhale and then gently lower the leg so that the foot is about 10 centimeters above the floor. This is one round. Complete another 4 rounds. Inhaling as you lift the leg, exhaling as you lower the leg. And after you've finished your 5 rounds on the right leg in your own time, take a few moments once you release the right leg back to the floor to observe the difference between right and left, and then complete the same practice with the left leg. Once you've completed the practice, lie back again in Savasana. And just observe the movement of energy around the body. And now bring the feet in front of the buttocks again, and then hug the knees to the chest. Exhale and bring the nose towards the knees. And hold for a few moments, and then inhale and gently bring the head back to the floor. This is 1 round. Complete another 4 rounds. And it's a good idea to exhale before you raise the head towards the knees. That tends to allow you to reach a bit further. After your final round, again taking your own time, come back into Savasana. For our next practice, bring the feet in front of the buttocks again, feet flat on the floor in front of the buttocks, and place the arms behind the head so they can either be behind the head as long as the elbows can reach the floor. If not, just bring the arms out in line with the shoulders. Inhale, and then exhale and bring the knees to the right and the head to the left. And allow the body to sink into this position. It will ease into it very naturally and very gradually. When it's right for you, inhale, bring the knees back to the center and the head back to the center. And then exhale and bring the knees to the left and turn the head to the right. Again, allowing the body to ease into the position. This is 1 round. Complete another 4 rounds in your own time. And again, you completed the practice in your own time. Come back to Savasana and just observe. Observe how the body's feeling at this moment. And then when it's right for you, please grab what you will need. We're going to practice some pranayama and then move into yoga nidra. So please grab any cushions or blankets so that you can be warm enough throughout the practice. Sometimes in yoga nidra, your body temperature can drop because you become very relaxed. And so lying in Shavasana, first just bring the awareness to the natural breath and observe the natural breath as it fills the abdomen with air and then the chest with air. And then from the exhalation, observe the abdomen subside and the chest subside. Just observing the spontaneous breath. And now deepen the breath just a little so that when you inhale, the abdomen fills with air like a balloon, filling the abdomen with air. A little bit more than the natural breath, and then the chest with air, and then exhaling with the chest subsiding and the abdomen subsiding. And now we'll move into a full yogic breath. For this practice, again, fill the abdomen with air like a balloon, fill the chest with air, and then fill the upper chest with air as well. And on the exhalation, allow the upper chest to subside, the chest, and then the abdomen. Complete 4 long, deep yogic breaths. And then return to the natural breath. And now, prepare for the practice of Yoga Nidra. Just checking that you are warm enough and you are comfortable so that you don't need to move throughout the practice. Ensuring that there is balance between the left side of the body and the right side of the body. Ensuring that the head and neck are in alignment with the spine. And you may like to tuck your chin in just a little to ensure that they are aligned. And release any remaining tension in the legs and in the arms. And allow the body to melt into the floor. Take another long, deep inhalation now, and just ensure that when you exhale, that you're allowing the body to release into the floor. And take another long, deep inhalation. And this time, as you exhale, just check that you have released the jaw, that you're not holding any expression in the face, and that you're not clenching the muscles behind the eyes. Let it all go. And feel the body's contact between the floor. Feel the contact between the body and the floor, beginning with the heels and the floor, the back of the legs and the floor, the buttocks and the floor, the back and the floor, the back of the hands and the arms against the floor, the back of the head and the neck against the floor. And observe how all of these different points of contact make one singular point of contact between the body and the floor. Become aware now of sound. Listen for sounds way off in the distance, but don't try and name the sound or identify the sound in any way. Just move your awareness from sound to sound as you hear them. Moving your awareness now to sounds just outside the room that you are in. Taking the same approach, just moving the awareness from sound to sound. And now move the awareness to sounds inside the room where you are. Moving the awareness from sound to sound. And now with the awareness to the sounds inside the body, beginning with the sound and the sensation of the heartbeat. Now gently move the awareness to the sound and sensation of the natural breath. And now release the sound awareness and call to mind your Sankalpa or positive intention if you have one. Mentally repeat it 3 times now, and if you don't have one, leave some space where it may emerge on its own. We'll now rotate the awareness throughout the body according to my instructions. When I repeat the name of a body part, please place your awareness there. Mentally repeat the name of that part and visualize that body part. We'll begin with the right side of the body with the right hand thumb, first finger, second, third, and little finger. Palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side of the chest, right waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, heel, ankle, sole of the right foot, top of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. We'll move now over to the left side of the body, beginning with the left hand thumb, first finger, second, third, and little finger. Palm of the left hand, back of the left hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side of the chest, left waist, left hip, thigh, knee, left shin, calf, heel, ankle, sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. And we'll move now to the back of the body, beginning with the heels, the back of the legs, the buttocks, the back, the neck, and the entire spinal column, the back of the head, and the crown of the head. Bringing the awareness now around to the face, beginning with the forehead, the temples, the eyebrows, and the eyebrow center, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the lips, the jaw, the chin, the throat, the collarbones, and the pit of the throat. The right side of the chest, the left side of the chest, the center of the chest, the right side of the abdomen, the left side of the abdomen, and the navel, the right side of the pelvis, the left side of the pelvis, and the groin, the whole right leg, the whole left leg, and both legs together, the whole right arm, the whole left arm, and both arms together, the whole torso, the whole neck, the whole head, the whole front of the body, the whole back of the body, the whole body. Have a sense now, all at once, the whole body. And now gently move the awareness back to the natural breath. The natural breath has now become very subtle. And observe the rise and fall of the navel in response to the natural breath. And we'll now add a visualization to the natural breath in the following way. When you inhale, visualize that you are inhaling golden, healing, energizing light. And when you exhale, you are exhaling whatever does not serve you and whatever that represents for you. It may be illness, it may be pain, it may be sadness. Whatever that represents for you, let it go on the exhalation. Inhaling golden, energizing, healing light, and exhaling anything that does not serve you. And if the mind wanders, remember to use the breath like an anchor and bring it back to the practice. And release the breath visualization now, and instead feel the following opposite sensations in the body. The body's feeling lighter and lighter. The body feels as though it's almost made out of helium and it's barely touching the floor. The body feels so light that it feels like it may drift away at any moment. The arms feel lighter, and the legs feel lighter, the torso and the head feel lighter. The body's feeling lighter and lighter, so light that it feels like it may drift away at any moment. Release the feeling of lightness now and replace it instead with a feeling of heaviness. The body is feeling heavier and heavier. The body feels so heavy that it's pressing against the floor. The body feels as though it's made out of stone. It's so heavy. The arms and the legs feel heavier, and the head feels heavier, and the back and the torso feel heavier. So heavy that they're pressing against the floor. Release this feeling of heaviness now and exchange it instead with a feeling of coldness. The body is feeling colder and colder. The body feels like it's outside on an icy winter's day. The icy wind whips through you and you feel it right through to the bone. Your face feels colder and numb. Your fingers and toes feel numb. The body's feeling colder and colder, like it's outside on a wintry day and the icy wind whips through you to the bone. Release this feeling of coldness now and replace it now with a feeling of heat. The body's feeling hotter and hotter. The body feels like it's outside on a really hot summer's day, a humid, stinky, hot summer's day, and you're standing outside without any shade. The face is stinging from the heat. The hands and the feet are clammy and sweaty. The body's feeling hotter and hotter, like it's outside on a stifling hot summer's day. Release this feeling of heat now. Release all of these sensations completely and allow the body to come back to a state of equilibrium. And instead, come to the space of the mind, the space behind the closed eyes. And in this space, see, imagine, visualize, or create the following objects and images. You are standing on a beach and the air is warm. It's not too hot and not too cold. It feels very pleasant. It's a very pleasant feeling evening. You feel the warmth of the sand beneath your feet still carrying some of the heat from the day. And the smell in the air smells like frangipani. The smell is sweet, smells like flowers. And you're standing on the shore and the water laps around your ankles and it feels quite inviting and welcoming. It feels soothing on your feet. And as you gaze up into the sky, you can see the stars are beginning to appear and the moon is full. You feel at peace and you feel happy in this moment. Or you can hear the sounds of the waves and some birds in the trees that are beginning to settle into sleep for the evening. And while you're still gazing at the full moon, you close your eyes and you can still see the outline of the moon, your eyebrow center. And at this moment, you feel connected with everything. You feel part of nature and part of everything around you. And this too gives you a feeling of peace and joy. But you know now that it's time to come back. And so you open your eyes and farewell the moon and the waves and the stars and the beach. And you come back into the room and lie down on your mat. And with your eyes closed, you can still see the outline of the moon. And you understand that you can feel connected with everything wherever you are. And releasing now the vision of the moon, and instead pull to mind the Sankalpa, a positive intention if you have one. Mentally repeat it 3 times now. And if you don't have one, leave some space because sometimes it can just emerge on its own. And begin to feel the breath in the body again. Allow the breath to deepen. And as you do, observe the movement that the breath creates in the body. Observe how the inhalation can move the back against the floor. And observe how you are feeling and how the body is feeling at this moment. The practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to a close. You begin to remember the details of the room that you are in. Remember the color of your mat, the color of your coverings, the color of the floor on which you are lying right now. And remember the time of day. Begin to hear the sounds around you and remember the world attached to those sounds. Begin to make small movements with the fingers and the toes, gently allowing the body to externalize. Begin to move and stretch in a way that's right for you. You may like to gently move the head from side to side and roll onto your right side for a few moments. There is no rush. Take your time. And then when it's right for you, again in your own time, come up into a comfortable sitting position, keeping the eyes closed or downcast, moving very gently to maintain the peaceful state that you have created. And as we did at the beginning of the class, gently move the awareness up through the body, beginning with the soles of the feet, and observe how your body feels now compared to the beginning of the class. Moving the awareness up through the legs and into the spine and the torso, up into the shoulders, moving the awareness up through the fingers and the wrists, up through the arms, and into the neck, to the back of the head, into the face, into the top of the head, and gently bringing the awareness to the eyebrow center. And at this point, visualize a steady candle flame. And together now, we'll chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti to conclude the class. Breathing in. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.